Welcome back to the Juicing Room Podcast. This is episode 3? No, 4.
Episode 4.
4. God damn it. I've lost
You
track.
fucked up already. You have fucked up already.
We're keeping this in because this is funny.
Whatever.
Look, I'm a melon, okay? I'm such a melon. I just want to...
Melon.
You know, man, you know...
You're not going to introduce yourself?
Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm Aggro, and...
I'm SB Burgard, and I once threw a bag of Skittles at an annoying kid to shut him up.
It was a funny story. All right, since we're starting off the podcast with more conversation. You know what Riddler needs to do? He needs to do a melon thing.
Well, send him a message. Get candy
I
on.
may. I don't know. It's just funny because I was like 5 seconds into this. I'm like, man, he could do melon stuff. He could definitely do that. It's easy. What the fuck is going on? I'm not this bad for podcasts.
I'm not this bad.
I woke up this morning and my eyes felt like they were moving in jelly. I'm not even kidding you.
Oh, Lord Almighty.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
Hey, no reading TMC scripts here.
Stop it. They're not
This is a TMC free script zone.
Okay. Now.
Good boy.
Oh, okay. What was our first segment? We're going to be...
It's history.
Oh, that's right.
The usual history shit. History. We're going to cover the entire history of this community, and then we're going to say, what the fuck are we going to do now? And we'll say, we have no idea.
We have history, we have theory and postulation, we possibly might have science. We're not going to have science. We're going to have sociology, possibly.
Do you want to bore our audience to death?
Look, science is fun. Science can be great. What happens when it... What is the color? What causes your skin to turn blue? Anthocyanin. That's actually the dye that blueberries and raspberries have. Depending upon the acidity or the base acidity of the juice, is
people
why
are
it's
rapidly
blue.
typing up what the fuck is Aggro saying.
Look, man. When I wrote the Ultraviolet Zone, I took so much time to look up certain things. I was really fucking bored one day.
I was waiting for you to say I took a shitload of pills that I decided to make this.
Look, I'm not a druggie yet.
Yet is the key word. Anyways, we should get back to our history.
All right.
Which is going to be miscellaneous. Miscellaneous violence.
We can call this either the Dark Ages or the Middle Ages, between the past and the future. I don't know how to call it.
I would call this the minor parodies. The small parodies.
If we were to look at each version of the inflation as a kingdom, I guess it would be the Middle Ages. But other than that, these are pretty just unknown or small time ones that people adore for some reason. Yeah,
of course, if they have any impact at all,
And I'm gonna shatter the fourth wall here. Does Dramavire refer to that one from that one dramatic show?
Yeah, that's what I was...
Okay, I was wondering if that was that or the...
You fucking spoiled the thing!
No, I'm trying to... This is history. You can't spoil history. You could just look it up. Also, that episode is fucked, okay?
Yeah. For anyone who's wondering what we're on about... Actually, we'll start off with that Everwood. Everwood? Everwood, yeah.
I think it's Everwood. It's a drama that it was one of Chris Pratt's first roles.
Hey, Chris Pratt, there we go.
He was a bully, too. He was a mean dude. Can you imagine Chris Pratt being a dickwad?
Infinity War.
It wasn't that bad. Their entire plan was shit.
I know, I'm my mess.
Just shear off Thanos' hand. You have the magic portals. Why don't you use those, Doctor?
Yeah, why did you just have to cut his head off, decapitate him?
That's so weird. Why didn't they?
I don't know. Maybe it didn't work in one of the realities he saw.
What reality number? 463. Disney buys the Pokemon franchise. And Detective Pikachu says fuck to kill Thanos with shock. Oh god, we're getting off track.
I still prefer ending 136 where Captain Marvel brings up Thanos' sexist tweets, and that's what kills him.
Literally, it's just the tweets that kill them. It's nothing else. Just do what those Nazis did.
So the show is Everwood. It is season 1, episode 2.
It's like the second
episode 2.
Everyone's still getting accustomed to moving into this town that's in the middle of fucking Colorado.
It's at the 21-minute mark, so I forget how the character is. I don't really care. It's just based. Yeah, I know the teacher, but there's like, I forget the name of the girl or something.
Yeah. She's basically, first off, this is one of the first instances of people being horrified by Willy Wonka that I can reference, which is funny because that movie is the single most campy movie ever. So being horrified by it is only applicable in the tunnel scene.
And
if Willy's yelling at Charlie.
Or if, well, technically a lot of the other things are scary because, you know, if you realistically we think about this, you know, being stuck in a place, probably rip your body in half.
The fantasy world makes no sense.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's realistically think about it.
Who does fucking Frodo pay his taxes to? Oh, I bet there's somebody that knows that. Oh my god, I just said somebody that knows. Anyways, it's a weird scene that starts off. It's a dream sequence, and dramas usually use dream sequences just in television in general to do surreal bullshit. Okay.
Yeah.
This was the most surreal thing. Like the girl liked wearing hats, and the teacher scolded her like the day before for wearing a hat.
Fuck you, you little shit wearing that hat.
No hats in class. No hats in class.
No hats in class. No hats in class.
The dream just basically everyone in the classroom chants "No hats in class" as the teacher wears like the most shoddy put together costume.
It's like a shoddy purple attire.
It's so bad, and like his chants "No hats in class" with the entire like student like body of that room.
Yeah, and she's
thinking she's gonna explode.
Yeah, and then it's like, and then she like continues to expand. She gets closer and closer to the girl. It's a really stupid clip, but a funny clip.
So dumb. It's so dumb.
And it makes no sense. It comes out of left field as well. It's like you're just watching this like happy like family scene, and then like 1 second later, it's just like, what the fuck is this?
Like I think she fucking wakes up, as far as I'm aware.
She wakes up and she's screaming, and her dad just comes in. He's like, what the fuck's going on?
Drama is the single dumbest genre of filmmaking, okay, but it's so funny.
Oh god, yeah.
Drama is the second worst. Is the second worst to age, and the second worst to age poorly. Comedy's the first. Anything that's a joke 20 years ago isn't a joke now. And oh my god, it's just so.
It's funny enough. Speaking of comedy, that actually leads us to our next one, which was from. See that cutaway? I like that.
Did they just literally just make the scene verbatim?
Probably. It's a scene from an SNL. I have no idea what season it is.
It's one of the seasons from the 90s to early 2000s. I would say the 90s, because that one lady who now plays Wanda Jo Oliver on John Oliver's fucking show. I'll look it up.
I'm looking up now, so don't worry. But yeah, it's from season 27, episode 3, and it has Rachel Dratch.
Yeah,
Dratch,
Rachel
where
Dratch.
the fuck that name is, Dratch.
She used to play Debbie Downer, who would literally like mid-sentence pull a me and just fucking destroy the entire mood of the situation. It's so bad.
I literally just pulled an aggro.
Looking back at it, like, this is the dumbest thing.
I just pulled an aggro.
He was like, they'd be at fucking Disneyland talking about how much they like Disneyland. She'd say something about Siegfried and Roy.
She'd be the type that would be like, you know, Disneyland. She'd be like, you know people bury dead children here?
That was literally Debbie Downer. That was the entire joke. And it was funny then, but every time I watch it now, I'm like, this is just too real to be.
This
like,
is me. This is every college student ever. Like every.
Oh my god! But
But
no, the
yeah,
scene.
back
I
back
can't
to the
remember who
scene.
Wonka is played by. I know
Back
Violet
to,
is.
yeah.
You first.
I forget either, to be honest. I'm not really sure.
I
But
know
the
Rachel
scene.
Dratch is Violet. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I like to think of this the dumbest Violet and the Wonka who just does not give a flying fuck.
Literally, you could make a meme out of the face he makes for the entire skit. It's just him going,
He's like, oh, this fucking little bitch again.
God damn it!
He's like, fuck's sake.
I'd imagine.
I just got this juicing room clean. This fucking bitch.
I'd imagine it's like fucking Willy Wonka for the 80th playthrough for some fucking fucked in the head kid going, God damn it, this kid's watching the movie again. I'm tired of this bullshit. I sent it in VHS.
And then she's like, a fair cafe. What's happened to Bay? It's like, oh, shut up.
It's if you're familiar with Saturday Night Live and how terrible they are at acting, it's funny as hell.
Yeah. Though I will say, sometimes when they get a celeb on, it can be really good. I know, like, the whole episode with Chris Pratt and Ariana Grande, that was one of the best episodes they've ever done because it was just
one of my favorite celebrity-centric like fucking skits is the Olive Garden fucking promo with Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I feel like it was just to fulfill some dude's fantasy. That's the only thing. To see what O-face fucking Scarlett Johansson made. What a fucking sick psychopath.
Anyways, I think the last one that's miscellaneous would be the what's it called?
Alien Ant Farm.
Alien Ant Farm. Thank you.
Which in recent years has gotten a revival thanks to Mutation Sector and due to the fact that there is just an Instagram that has been on and off devoted to that existing person.
Yeah. Like imagine being like devoted to one person.
Motherfucker, look at this community.
Well, then I suppose. He's really showed me. Really showed me.
Like there are people who will stand one or the other solely on the basis.
I stand 71. I stand 05.
It's such a stupid argument.
Oh, it's brilliant. But
71's a good musical, but it has a shit. It's a shit reconstruction of Roald Dahl's properties, and 05 is the single greatest reconstruction of the properties.
We'll do 05 in the musical in later episodes, don't we?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna like I could go on a rant for hours about how much people need to stop hating on 05, especially fucking movie critics.
Whoa. Okay, we'll do that in later episodes.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it now. I can do it, but we're gonna do it later.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. So if you've never heard Aggro, complain and whine and bitch and moan, get ready. It's
a
coming
prominent
soon.
feature on this fucking podcast. This hellhole.
But anyways, yeah, with the actual scene, it kind of starts off, and she's just in the cinema being a cunt.
It's interplayed with other little jokes because they're like, the song is called "At the Movies."
Yeah.
And I think this lead singer was originally in the crowd, and then he just walks into the screen. I don't remember. I haven't watched the video in years.
I haven't seen it. It came out on like 1999.
It's on YouTube, so you're free to like look it up. I'll probably splice it onto the fucking screen.
The Falcon, yeah, you will.
But like, she's just being an obnoxious little bitch, chewing gum loudly and being annoying, and then she just turns into a blueberry. It's 5 seconds of the video, and then they toss her around like a fucking beach ball.
Yeah. And very violently, like they take her to Concussion City. I'll tell you that.
Like it looks like it's very clearly like a dummy, but it's fucking. It's so hilarious because like if this was a person, they'd be dead. They'd be fucking dead.
Yeah. And then it's like they're just throwing like food and popcorn everywhere. I can just imagine the usher going, "Fucking kill me." Sounds like a day at your job.
Fuck that! Don't remind me. Dark Phoenix has been hell, and Secret Life of Pets has been pleasant. That's the weirdest turn of events. How the fuck are nerds so unsanitary? Minor rant. Fucking how the hell are nerds so unsanitary? I was greeter and usher this weekend. It was opening weekend for Dark Phoenix and The Secret Life of Pets. And the
Uh-oh.
kids were cleaner than the adults. The nerds were like, you know what? We don't have to do anything. They just left their popcorn everywhere. It was a nightmare.
Well, you know, the kids got jack off to Sophia Turner, apparently.
No, see, kids are fine. They got the Secret Life of Pets. They're happy. Puppy dog that sounds like Patton Oswalt because whatever his name is, Louis C.K. said some questionable things. Dark Phoenix, these are like full-grown adults who come out of their fucking hobble holes and like just fucking.
You know what? I
have
just
smacked
realized
themselves.
this whole segment is just a mishmash of fuckery. Because
It
we're
is,
just like.
but
But I suppose
like
that's a good thing.
it is because it's funny.
It's
I think.
funny,
I hope
goddammit.
it's funny. I hope it's funny.
Yeah, we're just here stabbing the viewers. Say
Otherwise,
it's funny. Say
otherwise,
it's funny.
I have to earn money a different way. I don't earn money from this. This is a joke. I have to fucking DoorDash.
Spare change, ma'am.
Our sponsorship, Berry Juice. Thank you for sponsoring our podcast. Very much.
Literally just the fucking juice itself.
Yeah.
No, our sponsor is the Thai milk brand Vitamilk. Tasty milk.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. I don't know why, but everyone else hates this. I love it.
Okay.
Okay.
That brings us on to our artist of the episode.
That was so smooth of a segue, you couldn't make it any more buttery.
Oh, that was so creamy.
Oh my
That's
god,
what she
that's
said.
funny as hell. Oh my god, Jesus.
So our artist of the episode is B Ridge, and we chose B Ridge because last two episodes we've been looking kind of like visual horror, whereas this one is kind of more like a literature aspect, and obviously B Ridge was kind of the main founder of that Bump series.
Yeah, he was the guy who helped get Bloomf, which is not Foomf. Those are two separate things. I love this same naming. Yes, Bloomf and Foomf, and B Ridge is responsible for Bloomf, and you can remember that because it starts with a B, and so does his name, B Ridge.
Yes,
his name isn't Bridge; it's B Ridge.
Yes, B Ridge, and the whole thing behind that was, that was great. That was a great little comic. Of course, had great works by a number of different artists: B Ridge, Cutie Popaloo,
Cutie
Optic I think.
It was the cover. It was the cover. Optic Ort did the cover, and by the way, that is a beautiful cover. All the work in there is beautiful.
Oh yeah,
very well done work, and I love the story. And
make sure you buy another one.
The proper name for that, I believe, thanks to furries and how they started what is a zine, ZINE, which just one letter different than my name, and I already hate it. It's short for magazine. But no, it's zine. It's very interesting. I talked to him about it once after it goes out, and I'm like, "Do you think this could become a zine?" And be like, "Yeah, if we work hard enough." So, if you really want more of that, if you guys really want more of that awesome content, like maybe every year or every half year or whatever, however they plan to do it, if you want more, tell him and purchase it, please.
Yes, please purchase Blumph because it's so worth it. Like everything you get in that comic is just absolutely amazing.
Visually appealing,
visually appealing. As well as just to add on, another thing that B Ridge was also in was Wonka's New Tour, which is a great little kind of story adaptation.
Which has been wasn't there an audio version done?
Yeah, there is an audio version, and it's voiced by BJ Bambi.
And the art for that, I believe, was done by OK.
Yeah. Yes.
I think that's the proper amount of OKs.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, please.
You'll correct yourself.
Who, in and of themselves, is one of the oldest and most prominent members in the community, and does some diversity of things.
Yeah, one of the more versatile and creative content creators. But we'll talk about that in another episode.
We'll recognize him sometime.
When his time comes, we'll recognize him.
But yeah, B Ridge did Wonka's New Tour, and he's done several other stories like Peachy Keen, which has been a favorite amongst many peoples. It's been sort of what I consider the codified standard of how we approach peach inflation versus blueberry inflation. I need to find basically what I want to try and do with this as well. Side note for all you podcast listeners and myself in the future, I want to try and codify who solidified the specific inflation of specific varieties. That's basically my goal with this: is to find who did what. We know who solidified the original. Everyone does. It's no secret. The man's dead. We can't
The
talk to
man
him.
is dead.
But we can talk about the stuff that is evolved in the tropes, so it's fun. That's the sociology aspect, and that's fun. Okay, it's not boring yet. It'll get boring when you apply Marxist theory to fruit.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I never thought I'd say that sentence out loud.
My girl did an oopsie. Oopsie.
Well, I mentioned communism. I'm a known commie,
Yes.
as stated on BBWG.
Oopsie.
Oh,
No, you're a tamale friend. You're a gay communist. as
son of a bitch.
No, as stated by yourself, I'm not calling anyone gay on Pride Month, okay?
No, see. Here's the thing. I'm pansexual, and I was like, it was an attempt at an insult, and whoo boy, is it funny.
Yeah.
Oh
you
my god.
and your tamale friends.
Oh, okay. Back to point. Basically, all of these different versions of Violet were someone's awakening to some extent. I know that for a fact because Alien Ant Farm has definitely resonated with certain people.
Whoa. We're past Alien Ant Farm.
Oopsie whoopsie, we made a fucky wucky, a fucko boingo.
We're on to Bee Ridge.
I know. I'm. Oh, that's right.
You're
I'm
backtracking
sorry.
now.
I'm backtracking.
This is meant to be professional, and you are backtracking. God damn you!
Look at me, man. I'm tired. I woke up with jelly eyes.
Yeah.
The fuck
someone
was jelly eyes?
Could someone get like a visual representation of jelly eyes?
Please don't do that. Please don't. I'll kill you.
You're gonna put it on yourself.
My eyes moved slowly, and it pissed me off.
Yeah, so
I had to lay in bed and calibrate my eyes, which is hilarious to say.
If future aggro can put up maybe a gif of jelly, that'd be nice.
Just straight up jelly jiggling, just like jam, fucking.
Yeah.
But no, V-Ridge is very interesting. He's a very nice guy to talk to, and he's very down to earth.
Oh yeah, very nice.
Very understanding, very good listener.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Very intelligent. Knows exactly like what to say at the right time. He's not one of these people that's like, kind of fucks up.
Yeah, and
everyone
everyone messes up every once in a while, but he's one of those people that like you can talk to and he'll listen, he'll help you through things. That doesn't mean use him as a therapist. Please don't send all of your problems to B-Ridge.
No.
I don't know if he's a certified therapist. I don't know who he is at all. I just know he's a nice guy because I've talked to him.
Yeah, absolutely, same. And just like, as well as that, I think with B-Ridge, to my knowledge, like has never really made a bad piece of literature. So like, anything that's on his page, it's good stuff. It's good quality.
Yeah,
you're not gonna get any of this like 2 sentences of a backstory and here's 1 sentence of inflation so I can get my wits and wats off. I can get my Johnson going, and then
he's very creative, very interesting,
very descriptive.
He uses the Wonka's New Tour a lot. He like that. That's as a universe. He's got his own little written universe. I suggest reading that. I suggest reading that, and I suggest all the stuff that he has, as well as Peachy Keen. That's a beautiful story in its own right.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
It's crazy. No, you first.
No, you.
You fucker.
No, you.
God damn it! It's crazy because because like with all this absurdist concepts and all these different ideas, all these different written ideas, you have such a down to earth person. I think that's a very good example of how this community is and should be.
Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely, 100%.
And we'll since he doesn't really have much art wise, we'll just link him and put up his profile pic, I guess.
We'll also put a link to Blump if you want to donate.
Yes.
So that'll be
that'll be
there.
For the love of God, don't trade it.
Don't trade it. Don't pirate it.
I'll
do it,
kill you. That is a great comic. That was a great zine.
If
fucking
you do
whatever it's called.
if you do it, you're a fast.
Some people, that's not an insult, okay? That's a standard of pride. You know, BBW.
Oh, okay. If you trade it or you pirate, fuck you. You're a cunt.
There we
Next.
go. Oh. Well, no, essentially, he's a really nice guy, and you should support Bloomp and everything that it does. And if in the future controversy arises, oh well, it's a cool zine. We'll find a way.
Oopsie.
But it's a nice. He's a nice guy. It's a nice comic. Please support small time and big time artists, and take
Yes.
money away from large corporations.
Oh no! Stop. Here we go. This is
No,
where
it's
I draw the
it's
line.
fetish stuff.
No, this
Sex
is where I draw the line now with you talking about corporations now.
What is fucking is true? Sex workers don't get as much respect, and they deserve to get respect,
I know,
especially smut artists.
I know, absolutely, and I do respect that. Anyways, let's go on to our first discussion, our first big discussion.
Oh, geez, that's right. Don't we have 2 planned for this episode? Do we?
Yes, we have 2. We have a discussion on one side of the community that is kind of underlooked.
Underlooked or looked down upon for various reasons.
Yes.
And the funny thing about this community is that it's very reverse roles in many specific scenarios, and then the same as most society, as I've come to reflect. Like there's
Put it this way, it's the male side. It's the male.
The male inflation community is very very different. They have different tropes and different dynamics. A lot of them aren't put in the same category as many of the female inflation drawers, which is kind of weird because they produce similar content.
Well, I know I'm gonna get a bit of slack for this, but quality wise, it's different.
Because there's a different standard, I'd argue.
Yeah.
Whereas
quite a lower standards in my opinion.
Either that or it's a different just set of standards. With women's stuff or with female stuff, it's typically as long as it looks hot, as long as it looks attractive, people will like it. And it doesn't matter what you put out, no matter how disturbing or weird it is, somebody's gonna like it.
There'll always be someone who'll like it.
But the minute you do the same thing with men's stuff, it changes. The set of standards change. It looks grotesque. The game
changes.
For some reason. Sometimes I think it's rightfully so, because some people can be in the male inflation community a little bit abrasive, and that can be due to the age differences. And some of them can be very young and volatile, and some of them can be very much mature and very down to earth. Like, it's not like it's not like it's a terrible group. It's just got a different set of standards and a different set of rules, and it seems to be set apart.
It has a negative rep, I would like to say.
Yeah, and that's not a good thing in my eyes. There are negative sides to every part of this community, many of which I don't even want to get into.
Yeah, well, we might in future episodes, but
we might in the future with clout, but like not now when I'm starting out. But because there's a mess everywhere. But when it comes to male inflation, there is this difference of standards. It's looked down upon, even though I would say a large portion of morph techniques, of art techniques, of just ideas can and have come from those areas as well. They've been morphing a little longer than we have.
No, I know. Like, obviously, on your side, you'd be more inclined to view this type of stuff than say I would.
Yeah.
And
it's not for everybody. let's put that in the water.
There's some stuff I've seen that's a bit gross.
That's fair.
I've seen a lot of gross things. There's some that's been. See, when I see a piece, it's either really gross or it's really badly drawn, or it's just kind of like there. It's like
and there's a different set of standards in my eyes. Yeah. And what we don't need to do is we don't need to look down upon it. What we do need to do is we need to comparatively look at them and say what you do like and what you don't like, because it's about appeal. It's about what you're drawn to. And if you don't like it, you don't have to look at it.
I think a lot of people need to realize that, like, I know there's some things they might not like, but if you don't like it, just scroll past it and don't leave them a hateful comment. That is just the
Please
worst thing
don't.
you could do.
It is, and it's very rude. And some of them they have the confidence to go past it. Some of them they'll stick with them and they'll delete their whole account for
I've seen that
ever.
happen plenty of times as well.
And it's not a good
I've
thing to do.
I've also seen a lot of accounts just delete themselves due to a lack of fan support.
Yeah, and I know this is a kink, and I know people, and especially in America, have an aversion towards talking sexual things openly and very comfortably. But you have to, with yourself at least, be understanding that your kink is valid, and you should not hate it.
Absolutely.
And you shouldn't invalidate other people's kinks. The only kinks that you should invalidate are ones that really shouldn't be considered kinks at all.
Yes.
And that's just due to legality.
Yeah, of course. I just like what another thing as well with this type of community. Like, I think like the hatred is more kind of based because overall, I think you'd agree with this. Overall, the community is male, like
Yeah,
male
that's
members,
at least the vocal parts.
and I'm gonna assume a majority of them are straight males, of course, heterosexuals.
Yeah.
And I think that's just
you were gonna say something. I interrupted you.
No, it's gone. I was just gonna say that, like, a lot of heterosexual males sort of, they lean to, their own likes, and when they see something they don't like, it's kind of like
It's jarring.
yeah,
It's kind of why a lot of them. I would argue it's kind of why a lot of them like lesbian porn, but the minute gay man porn is there, it's like, no, two men kissing, disgusting.
yeah, it's
And
yeah.
I will say there's also this needs to be said. I'm also sick, so if I make that noise a lot, please understand that that's me trying to breathe.
Just any time that happens, we'll just put like a stupid side gag in or something.
I hope. No, I'll probably just be like, it's a noise, please. But no,
Or
essentially,
you could put in a random side gag,
that's
for the
true.
fun of it.
But essentially, fuck, what I was gonna say.
I don't know.
There's also the fact that sometimes it challenges, because some people. One of the things that happened when I was first exploring myself was I found out that I was pansexual by suddenly realizing, oh, I'm being challenged, and I didn't like the male inflation stuff at all. Like it challenged how I thought of things, and eventually I'm like, okay, I kind of do. Sometimes it's jarring because it's hard to accept, and sometimes it's jarring just because you're straight and you're like, there's a dick in this picture. I don't like that.
Yeah. This is a nasty little dick. Fuck this.
It's a massive tube.
Look at that sausage fly.
Sausage fly? What the fuck does that mean?
I'll tell you when you're older, kids.
I'm 20.
When you're 21, I'll tell
Okay, back to point. What I suggest is we don't disenfranchise them and bar them. We welcome them.
Welcome to open arms.
And we don't shit them. Because it's not a good thing to do. It's not a good image, and it's very. If we're going to be egalitarian to some extent, we have to be that kind of egalitarian. There are limits to being equal treatment. Those limits are based upon certain factors that I will not get into because they're complicated to explain in one sentence. But
yeah,
if we're going to be egalitarian and open, male inflation has to be welcomed, and people need to understand that there is a difference between pure inflation and hybrid fetishism and so on and so forth. And test what you like. If you don't like it, don't look at it. Just don't. You don't have to. It's not. You don't. You really don't.
And it'd be great. It'd be great as well if we did kind of like get this in, because then it'd be like be another piece of the fragments of our fragmented community that we can kind of glue back together.
Oh yeah.
See that nice imagery.
It is nice imagery. And one of the last things is I had it. Excuse me. Oh shit! I don't know why I'm yawning today. But
'Cause
essentially,
maybe you just woke up.
I may or may not have an hour ago. You don't know that. 2 hours ago now. Holy shit.
You'll know that. But you just revealed now, you dumbass.
Yeah. Fucking shit. Okay. Well, like, essentially, just don't bar them or diss them. But if you're not comfortable with that, be forward with that. Don't be hateful. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
That's like the least. That's the least awesome thing you can do. And if you
Yeah.
want to make the community awesome, be awesome. Don't be an asshole. Don't
Yes, don't be a cunt.
don't be an asshole. Don't be a creep. And for the love of God, respect people's stuff.
Yeah. If you want to leave a comment on someone, then put it on something that you do like. Help that artist out instead of just leaving like a hateful comment
Lift
on
up.
another artist.
Don't
Yeah.
put down. Lift
Yes.
up, because gravity already brings us down, and the inevitable heat death of the universe will kill us.
Yeah, what
I'm
he said.
dark. All right. In terms of lifting up, we're going to talk. Our next segment is our interview with Sassy Viper, which, like the last one, we did separately from this podcast because it's very much
This is the
easier
new
to
take.
splice it in.
Yeah.
And they're a very positive and very, very uplifting person, as well as very fun to talk to. So hopefully that podcast goes well. We will see when we record it pretty soon here. That being said, here's the interview.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Hey, we have our guest, Sassy Viper, here, ready and willing to do an interview. We totally don't have him tied to a chair with a gun attached to his head, ready to answer some questions.
I just want to talk to my family, guys.
You'll talk to your family when you talk to us.
You answer these questions, you get 1 minute with your family, damn it.
1 minute, that's terrifying.
Oh, God.
All right, so you go first, SB, because I think I started last time.
Okay, sure. So, Sassy, what sort of got you into this fetish? What got you into this community, this kink, essentially?
So, I've been kind of ghosting the community for like a while. Like I can't say I was really like making content until like around like 2016. Like that was actually when I first met Riddler on Reddit at one point.
Yeah, 2016ish, kind of like.
Yeah, but the thing is, I've actually been doing like Photoshop work and like morph work ever since like I was like 12. Like ever since I was like just sort of like coming to terms with my sexuality. Like this has sort of been like this has been sort of like an integral thing for like the entirety of my sexual maturity.
It's fun to play around with things, play with reality.
Oh yeah.
She said.
Like I actually like I remember I remember the first time I was like I'm not sure if I want to share this. But like the first time I ever like really started to realize I was getting into this was I remember like I was just messing around in Photoshop at one point. I was just like there was a picture of a I don't know, like this one friend of mine, not really even a friend, but more like an acquaintance who we went to church with. I was just kind of messing around with the picture, and then I just started using the liquefy tool just to like see like what ways in which I could just sort of like just whatever
manipulate the body kind of in a way.
Yeah, just sort of manipulate the body and everything. And then I realized like I'm kind of getting some enjoyment out of this. Why am I feeling enjoyment out of this? Like this feels like oh god, this feels weird. And I just spent like hours just sort of messing around with that image.
Yeah, well, so like obviously you just talked about like Riddler and Candy, so like how did that kind of relationship between you and them kind of start up?
So I was just it's really interesting because like I was just browsing the blueberry inflation subreddit. I see that there's like this one guy who I just see this one post from a guy saying that he was wondering if someone could manipulate pictures of his girlfriend. And as someone who was actually like I've been making a lot of sort of morphs in private, like just sort of like just as sort of a not really a hobby, but just something I do in my spare time.
Yeah.
But I figured for once, I might want to put my work to actual good use, and I responded and said, "Hey, I'm kind of a whiz with Photoshop. I can turn your girlfriend into a blueberry for you." And so that was kind of just how that whole thing began. He sent me some pictures. I uh, manipulated them for him, and I sent them back, and both of them seemed to like really really dig them.
Mm. Yeah.
You do a very good job. You're very you make it very soft, very
Mm.
squishy.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I'm very soft and squishy on the inside.
It has its very own distinct style. Like it's like easily people could like tell your morphs apart from say Jingles morphs or my morphs or Love and Rapes morph because you have your own like very distinct style.
Yeah, I like to do a lot of I guess sort of a distinct sort of a distinction I guess in my morphs is that I like to do a lot of stretch marks apparently I guess I'm sorry I just
Yeah, more realistic. Yeah, that's
I
fair.
think the interesting thing is comparing your work to say some of the older and some of the more like out there artists like Faraday and Love 'em Ripe, whereas they have a tightness focus, you have a more gravity focus. It looks like a presence, because they tend to make it globular and more just this is a sphere, it exists.
Yeah, I like
Yours is
to
more,
gravity.
yours is more squishy and like soft. It's like really kind of like it takes like a form of like a jelly kind of almost.
Nice.
I really like to focus on the physics of it.
It's why that like one like squish ball really kind of just I think you kind of got attached to it because it works. It works very well with your style, as opposed to like editing a tailor-made clips screen cap would be very hard because there's no gravity there. It's just like globes. All you need to do is soften the color. It looks like.
Yeah, pretty much.
And maybe add some more textures to it, I guess. Because again, that's
that's what Faraday pretty much did. Where like her take on the actual TMC, she just added more texture and like kind of added like more human elements to it.
Like Nip Norps.
Yeah, Nip Norps.
What is that fucking word?
Go ahead.
This is missing something. I know. We'll give it nips.
Nips. We give
It's not realistic enough. Okay. I have to think of a question because this is one time I haven't prepared. I say as I lie.
The one time you haven't prepared, you lazy bastard.
Honest to God, I've never prepared for any of the interviews. I just wing it.
Don't worry, I wing it as well.
I'm really I wing it all the time, but I'm like really terrible at winging it.
We're all birds, but we suck at it.
I stutter all the time.
Don't worry, we're professionals. We're the most professional podcast in terms of inflation.
We're the only one.
Exactly. That's the whole point. That makes the claim valid.
The minute somebody else comes up, we're fucked.
Oh yeah, totally.
What is some of your favorite concepts to morph just entirely? I know you do Barry, I know you do transformation and size and just general, different stuff. So what is your favorite content to do? And then in the inverse of that, the least favorite. I always like asking people their content preferences.
I mean, I'm into a lot of things, sort of mainly sort of within the realm of like transformation, and sort of various types of inflation. Like, I mean, I think the first thing I really got into was like outside of just sort of messing around with people in Photoshop. Outside of that was like breast expansion. That was like the first major thing I really got into. Like furry transformations, giantess transformations, like almost pretty much any sort of like weird like any sort of weird transformation under the sun. I'm all about that. I'm just like really good with doing blueberries, so like that's kind of mainly what I've been sticking to. But I do occasionally like to branch outside of that.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I think we've seen more of that recently, and I know in our survey you've done a few like more kind of different fruits, which have both been very good.
I did an orange. I'm planning to release another one very soon with a very different fruit. That will be a surprise.
Probably be up at the time.
I'm going to take one swift guess, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's a Kaiwano melon.
Close. I don't even know what that is, but
What the fuck is a Kaiwa melon?
It's a Kaiwano melon is a horned melon. You know those things that Thanos was farming at the beginning of Endgame? That's what a Kaiwano melon is.
That's what those
literally
are?
a real thing. That's a real thing.
Why can't they just have all these fucking normal fruits? Where's your apples and pears and oranges? Not this Kaiwa shit.
Because they need a fucking alien fruit, and a fruit from the middle of Africa that's called a horned melon, and its insides are green and mushy. That's a perfect alien fruit, despite the fact that it's real, it exists, and it tastes so weird. It tastes like what you would imagine the snot of a sour apple would.
How have you in Misery tasted that?
First off, for some reason, stores sell it every so often. And whenever I've seen it, I'm like, this looks both appealing and disgusting. And me, being the adventurous little fuck, decided I'm going to eat it. But regardless, new idea for any amateur morphers out there. Please don't do that if you're amateur. It'll be so hard. Take your time.
I mean, I'm far from amateur, so I can give it a shot.
Take a swing, and then realize that you've hit a Kaiwano melon and it exploded into apple snot.
Oh yeah. Take a swing and then fail and then try again.
All right, and then your least favorite thing, because you got the stuff that you like. What's something that you've never really liked doing, but you've kind of had to do?
Could you ask the question again?
What is your least favorite thing to morph, or something that you've done but you're not proud of, or stuff that people request or want you to do but you're not really fond of the idea of doing?
Stuff that is like, bleh.
That's a big no for me, dog.
This ain't it, Chief.
I mean, I can't say I have too many hard limits when it comes to morphing people. I mean, I guess anything obscene or illegal would obviously like anything involving gore would be a no. I mean, I'm into I do like the idea of popping, but I don't like the idea of whenever I read I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah.
No,
whenever
I apologize. You messed it up forever.
I completely lost my my
train of thought,
my sentence structure. But yeah, whenever I whenever I read anything involving popping or bursting, I like that until it gets into the gritty details, with if there's blood or viscera or organs or teeth, and
it becomes less about the climax, more about the guru.
It becomes more when it dips more into horror than
because I've read a story that viscerally described. It was, I don't know where it was.
That was my story. That was one of my stories.
No, it was a story. It wasn't by you, and I don't think you'd ever make something like this.
No, I have. I know,
but it described the popping, and then the very ending paragraph was just about a piece, and this is a thing.
I had whole paragraphs where it was just
it wasn't, but
stuff.
I gotta remember. I gotta find it because it was a weird story, and I haven't been able to find it since, and it was disturbing on so many levels. But it wasn't by you, and I know that for certain because it was years before I ever got to know you and read your stuff.
Okay, fair enough.
But that makes sense. Has that ever been requested of you?
Not really. The only requests I've really because I don't really do requests anymore. But back when I did get a lot of requests from people asking me to do pictures of people who were not celebrities or public figures, and they didn't really give me a whole lot of clear details on whether or not they were okay with this, or some of them said they were. There was this one guy who clearly sent me some pictures of this one woman who was clearly she was a feedie. She was clearly cosplaying in the whole violet attire and everything. So that was kind of a safe bet. I felt like I was okay with that. But a lot of times I got requests from people for me to do things that I was not sure exactly if the person on the receiving end of that was okay with it. So that's kind of a big reason why I stopped doing requests, and a big reason why I kind of stopped just sort of being on DeviantArt for a while in general.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
I want to do.
That's happened to a bunch of us.
Yeah, I want to do my own stuff, and if I do want to open up requests at some point, I would like to get paid for them, and I would like to have full full knowledge that the people involved are like participating in this consensually.
I suggest you doing that through PayPal and then getting written consent through a form.
Or you can just get them to do the pose challenge. I do that for all my requests. What I'll do is
sort of like a picture.
It's always something. Like I'll say, oh, do blow cheeks, but your left pinky has to be up in the air, and your right hand has to be
That's so cool. Oh, and that's so nice.
It's the best way to catch a catfish out because they'll never do it. Like I've done it so many times. I think one person sent me that picture, and I was like, okay, and they got a really good morph in the end of it. So I was like, okay.
There was someone on Discord who wanted me to morph them, and when I asked for like some kind of proof of consent along those lines, like they would not cooperate at all. So like that person was definitely a catfish.
Yeah, there are some people who you'll ask for that, and they'll be like, "Fuck no, I don't have to do that. I just want you to do me." And you're like, "Okay, but
it's like, you don't make any sense. This does not make any logical sense. Where is your logic, child?"
Facts don't care about your... God, I can't finish that sentence.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
Squidward. I can't bring it. I can't bring it in. Okay, what I just said doesn't exist. I'll beep it out if I have to. Fuck that phrase. Fuck that phrase, that man, and everything he stands for.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
Oh, this is a mistake.
But if climate change was really happening, why wouldn't people just sell their houses and move?
Oh.
To Aquaman? Who do you mean?
So let's say, for the sake of argument, that all of the water levels around the world rise by let's say 5 feet over the next 100 years, say 10 feet by the next 100 years, and it puts all the low-lying areas on the coast underwater, right? Which, let's say all of that happens. You think that people aren't going to just sell their homes and move?
Just one small problem. Sell their houses to who, Ben? Fucking Aquaman!
Good, great job. Okay, I'm bleeping all of that. It's just gonna be long Facts don't care about your...
No, you're just gonna put like one whole like stupid GIF or video over this.
I'll put Godzilla dancing. That's what I'm gonna do. Fucking stupid dance he does, because it happened in like the 4th movie.
No, if you're gonna do it, you have to do it where he uses his kid as a weapon. That is only acceptable.
Or the one where he like flies through the sky by like blowing his tongue.
I believe I can fly. Woo. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar.
Oh, there's so many bad but funny scenes from those movies. Continuing, giantess stuff. You do giantess stuff.
Yeah. For a little while, I used to. Sorry, hang on. Let me collect my thoughts on that for a second.
We do need to lower back down to the interview because that's what this is. So it's slowly devolving into
it
just
still
weirdness.
counts. Don't worry. But that's
let me just just give me a second to sort of gather my thoughts because that was like a trip right there.
That's fair.
Don't worry, that's
fair.
That's the theme of this episode: yawning and devaluation. Because we are just evolving in every single topic so far. And Zane, you've probably yawned in every single segment so far.
No, I'm fucking saying I'll do it. Damn it, you fucker! Okay. I see that's a commonplace because there have been several morph artists who've done. There's either they're very pure about it. They'll do one type, one style of morph, or they'll do everything under the sun. They'll do just berry, or they'll do just fat, or they'll do just breast expansion, or they'll do fat, breast expansion, giantess, you name it, they do it. And we used to have quite a few. We used to have some people who were willing to produce stock. However, due to some bad connotations, YouTube and fucking shit, that has sort of lessened greatly, especially when it comes to putting identity with stock. So, what exactly do you do to find stock images and stuff for that kind of like things? Do you just find random images and then?
And for the giantess stuff, like, I mean, I'll either do like celebrities or like, unlike the inflation stuff, there's like a lot more. I feel like the giantess thing is a lot more popular amongst
a lot more
like
acceptable. It seems like a lot.
Yeah,
more,
a lot more popular, a lot more acceptable amongst like
it's
stock model artists.
Johnny Test, okay? If it's in Johnny Test for more than one episode, I think it's okay.
Yes, that's Agro's ruler. Once it's more than one in Johnny Test, it's okay.
Ah, shit. I mean, the talking dog shit, that's just furries. Oh my god, his dog is a furry. His dog is a furry. Oh my god.
Been blown.
I'm so sorry, Sassy. This is your interview.
My time to shine. It's my birthday.
It's my birthday. I'll cry if I want to.
This is my episode. This is my episode.
This is my episode, and it's gonna be huge. Okay, I'm gonna like enough politics now. I'm done. I'm done. No more politics.
Oh, it's fine. It's as long as it's not like explicitly. Okay, fine. It's fine if it explicitly. Fuck it. I don't care. I edit this, so if it's hell, it's hell.
Yeah.
I put in a literal. I almost put in a communist joke one of the last episodes. I'm not lying. It would have been a full.
It's not my art. It's our art.
Oh yes. It's not our community. It's not your community. It's
our community. Okay. But yeah,
I'm gonna become a blueberry to like so that I have the means of juice production.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ! I don't know this interview went from good to fucking hell in 2 seconds.
But that's
I'm so sorry.
This is so entertaining. I love
the theme of this episode, Agro. We have just gone fucking bonkers.
This is episode 4. Everything went to hell to summon the gods.
Dear liberals, if you really want some blueberry juice, then why don't you turn into a blueberry yourselves?
Oh.
I mean, for the love of Jesus Christ and all that is holy. At this point, if they make the new Willy Wonka black, I guarantee you, Paul Joseph Watson will say something. If it's Donald Glover, he'll say something.
Well, imagine my shock.
God damn it! Okay. This is an interview, and now it's not.
Okay. I think I've.
Okay, I'm gonna bring.
Okay,
it back.
shake off the nails. I have to beep all of that. You got.
No, you don't.
Oh my God! Shake off all the Marxism.
Yeah, get the Irish.
Put this in the bloopers or something.
I have blooper reels for every episode. It's always before and always after.
Boy.
I will, if I ever release them, I will bleep explicit names because there have been times when we name and shame.
Yeah. So anyway, on the subject of we're talking about like what giantesses or like other like forms of
acceptable
I feel like
versus unacceptable.
Yeah, I feel like that's sort of a more acceptable sort of a style. I don't want to say kink or fetish because like from a lot of the other people I've talked to who are like I've talked to a couple of stock models who are into this sort of thing, but they don't always necessarily see it as like a sexual thing necessarily. So I'm not sure if I really feel comfortable calling it with a kink, even though that is sort of how I relate to that. So like I guess sort of another word for it would be like, what would another word for that? Maybe?
I don't know. Pastime implies that it's like something that's been going on for a long time and has a history and like a tradition.
In pastime, maybe a hobby could be.
Just sort of a thing you're into, like sort of like a
lifestyle. Giantess lifestyle.
It's a giantess lifestyle, yeah.
It's so weird to think about. Like you just get tiny things in your
Let me
get a
just
tiny
eat this.
couch and you crush
Let
it.
me.
Oh
It's
my
like that.
God,
It's like
that'd
that
be
skit from Rick and
adorable.
Morty. It's like Lil. What's it?
Little bit.
Lil Fit.
But
That's
I'm-
enjoying this lifestyle.
This will be one of the first interviews I cut away to different gags because of what the fuck we're doing.
Is
I
this a
try to
Family Guy
not do
episode?
that. Yeah, because we have cutaway gags on the podcast.
Yeah.
I've cut away to fucking scary children's content that exists. Scary children's movies. So many things I've done. Okay, this is a fun show.
He even
We have
cut
fun.
to a fucking gag, a questionnaire on what I was gonna say next.
Yeah.
Can we get back to the subject at hand?
Yes, we can. I'm so sorry.
Let me bring
But-
it back. Let me bring it back.
All
to it.
they see it more as like a lifestyle or something, not as sexual.
Yeah.
Or just something they like to,
It was,
just sort of like something they like to see themselves as, like kind of like how, what's sort of a non-sexual thing. Like I mean, like imagine like sort of like dressing up on Halloween or something like that. It's kind of like that
It's
almost.
a costume, yeah.
It's a
Yeah, yeah.
costume.
It's very fascinating to see what people regard as sexual versus what people don't regard as sexual, because the criteria changes where you are, and in the context of certain things.
I've actually sort of taken that. I've sort of taken that into account with a lot of my recent morphs. Like I try to be like, I feel like a lot of the recent stuff I've tried to do has been like a bit more, I want to say, tasteful, sort of, like in sort of a way that like I want to make stuff that is
No
definitely
pun
like,
intended.
like I definitely want to make stuff that's
God damn
definitely
it.
like kink material for some, but like from passersby just looking at it, they'd be like, oh, okay, this is very well detailed, this is very well done. Like you can kind of appreciate it on sort of a technical level as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there are occasionally, there are occasional moments where I do like to sort of like just make something like totally sexual, but at the same time I do want to make sure that like the participants involved in that are like fully consenting to that. Like I
Right.
did
Oh, yeah,
There
of
were-
course, yeah.
there were a couple of
were-
there were a couple of nude morphs I did like in the past that I deleted now, largely because like I don't feel comfortable like making sexualized, like completely explicitly sexualized content of people who are like not aware of it, and I mean like celebrities and like public figures and stuff. This wasn't with like any
That's fair.
any private figures.
Yeah,
I think, didn't you have like an Alexandra Daddario and then a Selena Gomez one? I remember having a
Yeah,
Selena
there
Gomez
was, like,
one.
a
too.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I had a couple of those, but I didn't really feel comfortable with like keeping them up, largely because they were technically explicit. So
I mean, yeah, that's fair, and I feel like that's a good view to have with the community. It adds for diversity of opinion or ideals. A lot of people tend to not only associate it with sexuality, but sort of co-opt it for sexuality instead. Some people don't know how to. There's a
Some
spectrum
people,
to how
some
things
people
go.
don't know how to like kind of view it in like, a way other than like sexual. So in that way, when you're actually doing it, it adds like a whole different kind of depth and layer to it.
Yeah, there's a spectrum to how you do this.
Yeah, I think we just one last question. We'll say, for any like, since you're an artist, what advice would you give to someone who's only starting out?
starting out with like sort of making this kind of content.
Yeah.
Well, I'd just say to them, just keep practicing at it. Like, just like, and look up tutorials if you need to. Just keep working at it. Cause like, again, I've been doing this stuff for like the longest time, like ever since I was like 12 years old almost. Like, so I've had a lot of experience working with Photoshop. I've had a lot of experience working with like kink art in particular. Like, even though I'm sort of like relatively new to this scene, like I've been doing this for like a long time. So if
Yeah.
you
And to show throughout your art. So
if you just keep working at it, like you'll eventually get there, and it won't even take like 12 years to get there, because it's almost how long I've been doing this.
yeah,
like-
like honestly, I started Photoshop back in what, like 2014-ish, 2015-ish.
Around that time, because that was the time
Yeah.
we started talking, I think.
Yeah, it's that's like 4 or 5 years since.
Yeah,
You've gotten pretty good at it.
just
Yeah.
practice makes everything okay, and you don't have to be perfect at the thing first try. I remember when I started drawing just as a kid, I would always get mad because I'm like, I can't make this dinosaur look like how the drawing is. I'm like, I
This
was
dinosaur
pissed.
looks like a car.
I drew a
So I should-
T-Rex when.
I really need to heed my own advice when it comes to drawing, because I am not good at drawing.
Well, it also takes practice. Number one. Number two, drawing is hard.
At least you can
okay.
draw. At least you can draw. I can't even draw.
Hey, that
line
Doge
birds.
is a perfect Doge. Okay, that
Okay.
Doge is amazing.
Okay, I will admit, Zane, you have permission to post that Doge because I think the
I
world
may. I
needs to
don't know.
see.
I need to find it.
I think the world needs to see the Doge.
But like,
Hashtag release the Doge.
but like, no. Essentially, practice helps everything, and like, you can go from making a T-Rex that looks like it's about to be crushed by its own verticality to making something incredibly detailed and very intricate that is your passion. And sometimes maybe drawing or morphing isn't what you want to do. Maybe you want to try a different style of art or expression. But getting out your expression and putting your emotions to something is very important in art, because that's what art is. It's taking expression and making it tangible.
Exactly. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. 100%.
Very much so.
Also, consent is everything. And
Yes. Consent
if you
is
don't
everything.
understand that, that's a problem. People,
And you're a fucking
people don't.
idiot. And you're a fucking idiot.
I've known people who will just forego consent in favor of just making things, and that's not okay.
Yes. Bad boy. Naughty boy. No pie for you.
Is that really a bad thing, SB? That's the thing they want.
No pie for you.
Soup Nazi, but it's fucking pie.
No soup for you.
Okay, so only 2 courses? No courses.
No, of course. Anyway,
but-
Sassy, if you want to promote anything, whether it's a page or a Patreon or anything like that, now's your time.
I mean, I've got stuff. I mean, I can promote my DeviantArt page. I mean, I do other work. I do other artwork as well, but I kind of want to keep that sort of separated from this for now, like just because.
That's perfectly fine.
That is
Yeah,
okay.
I
fine.
have like my name attached to like a lot of my other stuff, so I'd rather like not associate that with this right now.
Oh, that's completely
Yeah,
fair.
that's perfectly fine. That's fine. So yeah, I think that really does the interview. Thanks again, Sassy, again, and again.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Of course. And I think we'll wrap that up. And next up, we will be discussing something quite funny.
We think. We hope.
I know.
All right, and that was the interview. We hope you enjoyed listening to that. Our next segment coming up here.
Wait, can I
is-
just say? Can I just say one thing? One thing, Agro.
Sure.
And one little fact that everybody needs to know. Just one small fact.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, Grandpa Joe is the type of cunt to watch a
God
kid
damn
buy
it,
a
I was
chocolate
gonna-
bar.
I was gonna make a big joke about the fucking second discussion thing, and you beat me to the punch, you dickwad.
All right. You know, I'm gonna finish my sentence. Thank you. You know, Grandpa Joe is the type of cunt to watch a kid buy a chocolate bar, then run over to him, rob the kid the chocolate bar before rubbing his hairy arse in the kid's face while eating the chocolate bar in public. That's the type of cunt Grandpa Joe is. Don't be like Grandpa
God
Joe.
damn it! I was gonna make an elaborate joke about stealing. I was
Well-
so prepared. I was literally mentally preparing myself for that. All right,
Well,
our
you
next
know.
segment is fucking news.
Not just normal news, fucking news.
Well, okay, here's the news. There's very little. I think there's been a few updates on the TaylorMade forums for Newberry videos. Earlier Corbs is going forward with his content. There is new
Yes.
content from Violet.
There is new content. There is
Um,
new content on Akeem's Patreon. If you want to donate that,
That
you'll
is-
get exclusive.
Akemi's, yeah.
Yeah,
What else?
You'll get exclusive candy behind the scenes content, which is very, very nice.
Me
Very
and SB have a personal. We have been personally shown a few of the images for the upcoming big project by Riddler Corps as well, so that's going well.
very nice.
That's
You
very
did
nice.
mention. That's very, very nice. You did mention a sequence earlier on. I kind of talked over you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. This is a podcast. This isn't a fucking debate. We can talk over each other.
Yeah, okay.
This isn't fucking politics. What are you talking about? This episode hasn't
What?
referenced several things.
No. Never.
No,
We'd never talk over each other like we're doing right now. No, never.
It's well, no, essentially, there's quite a lot of small news, nothing too big. Very interesting. Also, last bit of news. People be dicks. That's news. It's always news. People be dicks, and I just want to clear that water, clear that water. Oh God.
Mm.
All right, shall we do our final segment then? This is one of the shorter podcasts. Holy shit.
Yes. Well, you never know. You
This could
know.
end up being an hour rant. Who knows?
You never know.
Do you want me to introduce it? Do you want to introduce
Well,
it?
I kind of introduced the other one, so you can introduce this one because I
Okay.
know I'm going to get heated on this. I know I
Okay.
am.
One of the other reasons Grandpa Joe is a dickwad is because he stole fizzy lifting drinks, and stealing content from content creators is a bad thing to do. That's my
Yeah, fuck
segue.
you.
Fuck you, Grandpa Joe.
Fuck you, Instagram community.
Specifically the 71 Grandpa Joe.
No. I'm gonna say this right now. Fuck you, Instagram community, for stealing content and acting like jeers and being pricks. Fuck you, Gabe, you little fat cunt, for robbing shit off other
All right.
users.
Off to a great start.
screw
Calling
you.
out people by name.
I don't care. I
That's
don't
fair.
give a shit.
They've actually stolen a lot of content, and it's not okay to do. And they should credit the artists for it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to post any of their pictures because
no, because it's content that they've stolen.
It's really easy to find, and it's content that is stolen. And B, I don't care what age you are or how adept you are with certain editing programs, or if you're inane or if you're not inane. Just don't steal content.
No, see, it's the thing is with stealing content, it's just a self-admission that you're shit, and you can't do it yourself, so you have to steal other people's art.
And take a gamble. Everyone has their own artistic abilities. I figured out that some of my favorite things to do is to write pseudo-religious rants on DeviantArt and also sculpt clay fruit figures because it's fun. Find your niche, and if you can't find your niche, you're not trying hard enough, you scrub.
No, see, it's not because they find niche. It's because they're fucking lazy, and all they do is
they're
like,
not wanting to find
look,
the niche. They're lazy.
Oh, look, I'm a 12-year-old, and all I gotta do is nothing but jack off. Let me just steal this art and claim it's my own for Instagram clout. Woo.
I think one of my favorite things is I have asked a couple people to credit artists, and one of my favorite reactions is, "Fuck no, I hate you." Like there are some people that are that will steal content and get immediately mad that you even imply it.
Yeah, because they're dumb and they're retarded, and they should be shot. I told you I was going to get heated in this.
You're getting very heated. You're getting so hot that I think it's making this day that was starting at like 60 go to 70, and I'm very pissed because it's hot out.
Yes. No, because I've been a big person who has been robbed of lots of content.
Yeah, and I won't deny that.
I've had gifts robbed. I've had videos robbed. I've had
the gift that I helped you make, by the way,
yes.
Video I've helped you make, which was fun. That was really fun.
Yeah, I gotta do another one of those.
Seeing that on Instagram and it's not being in your account makes me upset because that means they took the time to download it, convert it from an SWF to an MP4. Which, by the way, that was a GIF converted to an MP4, converted to an SWF after adding the sound. They took all of that and converted it back into an MP4 and then posted it on their Instagram, and it's not theirs. And if you want a reference, it's the video that I'm about to cut away to because I like that video. No, I'm not going to cut away. I'll actually just put it on screen.
Yeah.
Do you still have the GIF part?
I think so, yeah.
Then just send me the GIF. I'll just put that on screen.
It's still on my page, so you can just like...
I'll download it. I'll convert it to MP4, and then I'll put it where the placeholder is, which will be above us. I hope.
But yeah,
you don't like that, do you, fuckers?
No, you don't like that.
Up again. We didn't even say that because we don't know.
You don't like being called out, huh? You don't like being called out for your mistakes, bitches.
I think the funniest part is content theft has been a staple of this community. A bad staple for a long time. Much like how, for the longest time in human history, it was just completely existent that people married children. Not okay, but in our community, we just have a problem with theft. People would trade tailor-made clips videos. People
still trade tailor-made clips.
That's true. People will trade any buried content they can find. The reason why Missa X, I believe, didn't make another Barry video after the 2 she made was because people were trading it. And yes, I mean that exactly.
It's because people were trading it, and a direct result of that meant that she wasn't getting enough money.
Oh yeah, and and I hope we've all seen at least some of that clip, parts of it, previews maybe, because the effects on that are fan-fucking-tastic.
Oh
They're fan-fucking-tastic, and that actress actually is named Violet, and she is very fucking awesome and very interesting. But no, let's just, stealing has been a staple of this community because I think a large portion of people have been either very young or very naive into thinking that they're the only ones doing it.
No, it's because, oh shit, I don't have a I can't use mommy's credit card in this. Let me
Otherwise,
just steal
it'll
this.
show up as prawn, and prawn is bad because it's an interseas delicacy.
Yes, because mommy and
it's such a bad joke.
Mommy and daddy will get the whip, and then I'll be fucked. That sounds so wrong.
We need a soundboard. We need to fucking get the rhythm bot in here to play.
Damn, Bobby.
And then when we interview he who shall not be named yet, he'll play the Globga Gab Glab.
No, you don't spoil that. You don't spoil that. You can say it after.
I'm not spoiling anything. I'm saying that he'd do it though if we had the rhythm bot. I know for a fact. Just say Globga and he'll start it.
Yep. We'll all sing it in unison. Just
fucking. We can't do that because we'll get a copyright claim. We'll sing the off-brand version, the Glibgo Gab Globe.
That's what I was saying. That's what I meant.
You know of that. It doesn't exist. This is an in-joke that doesn't exist. Everything is a lie. But no,
my whole life is a lie.
Being a staple of the community, part of the reason why people partially because I think we're so used to freely just giving away certain things. Due to some people on bodyinflation.org and on BBW Chan just posting links to videos that they've either made or they have bought and said, "This is hot, you can have it."
Yeah, or they've traded other clips for other clips.
Yeah, and mind you, that is an entire market. That is like there's a market with demands and stuff, and it's not okay. I think that's terrifying in my examinations of it. There's just this intricate market of who has and who hasn't, and no matter how much you report it, it'll keep going on because people don't learn. And
these damn kids don't learn.
To curb it, you need to encourage both positive reinforcement, and you need to just claim your videos as your own.
Yeah, and the most
upload them to Pornhub, and then claim them as your own, and then make money off of them. I'm telling you this because you can do that. Raina Pop does it, and it's like a lot of her videos are on Pornhub. And first off, they're not available in my country, which makes me sad. But second off, instead of being able to steal your content, it's your content, and if anyone else uploads it, you can request that it be taken down and redirect to your video, or just claim it.
I know Maria Live does it as
it's a very efficient system, and honestly, just fucking respect people who create content, especially newer ones. Like, if they're bigger, more powerful, or if their time has come, I can understand why you'd be ambivalent towards them. But if they're new, burgeoning, and they aren't a dick, support them. Buy things from them. Next time you get a Christmas gift card or a birthday gift card, support your favorite creators. Buy a commission. Buy things.
Like we said, purchase lumps, first volume.
Please do that. I want that to become a zine. It's very interesting.
Yeah, helps out B-Ridge, helps out all the other artists, Also helps our community, by having an official fucking comic. That'd be nice.
And we can start and they can lower the price from what it is to an even lower price that you can afford, and it won't be a detriment.
And then you get better pictures because they have more money to be able to advance their technology, and then you get better content. Wow, what a concept!
Basically, the basis of investment, especially when it comes to small, nearly... The basis of all exchange, especially when it comes to nearly anarchic or fucking erratic online groups is, if you don't support people, they're not going to produce better content. You need to support them, or else you're not going to get better content.
In fact, if you actually don't support them and actually steal from them, they're probably gonna make less content, or just completely
Or
stop.
more shit content.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally, it's happened. It has happened, and it's not okay.
Yeah.
They'll turn towards people who do sketchy things or write sketchy things, or you need to be careful, and you need to be considerate of these creators, because content theft is not an okay decision. My hands are not clean of blood of this. I've done it. But we have to be real here, okay? We have to be. Content theft is a terrible thing, and doing so hurts people. Especially the smaller they are, the smaller time, the more amateur they are, the more
it's gonna hurt them in the long run, and that's horrible. Like, I know, like, when one of the things that like kind of failed was MAXGROWTH when their first attempt, like when I tried to get their first attempt at a pursuit, that went hard.
It went from up to poof.
Yeah, it literally started off. It was like, do you ever see one of those rockets like in a cartoon that goes up for like a second and it just?
I was half tempted to make a joke about a tragedy, but then I'm like, no, it's still too soon.
No, SB will do it.
Well, no. It's a tragedy that if I reference, people will get mad.
Yeah, no, you just put a cartoon of a stupid.
Yeah, but
of a plane just falling off.
I think that original fundraiser it tanks really badly because people didn't support, and that's shit. That's a shitty thing to do. Basically, my statements on this, my final sort of statements on this are, seriously, just don't be a dick. And when you repost art, if you ever repost art, credit the artist. If you don't know the artist, ask around or post it and say, I don't know the artist, I will change it. Don't take people's art as your own. If you want to use it as the basis of a roleplay character, still credit the artist very prominently. They worked hard on that. And for the love of God, no matter how much you do, if somebody tells you to take down their image, no matter how much you've credited them, no matter how much you've
take it down.
It's not yours. You don't get to say what it is. It's their intellectual property.
You don't get authority. You don't get authority over their content. Well as that, like, honest to God, like,
you're not entitled to an artist.
Yeah, you aren't. And just with content theft is, if you spoil, I know some people on Instagram do this where they're like, oh, content is not mine in the description. That's not a like switch for saying, okay, I'm fine with this, I can do it. It's not. It's half.
It's half of it.
It's not a bypass.
So it's half-assing.
Yeah, it's it's not a bypass. You still have to credit the original content, or you're a giant cunt. It's as simple as that.
It's really easy to do too. Some of these artists are really popular amongst the community, and if you don't know who it is, somebody probably does.
I've seen when it comes to morphing, it's either myself, Jingle Bell Rock, Riddler Corpse, X-Master Sassy Viper,
Faraday,
Love and Ripe, or Faraday. It is 9 times out of the 10 one of the 7 of us. And you could easily.
And with Drawn, it's Shy Dude, Belt Pop, Lord Altros. It's any of the number that have
Optic Orb. Okay. It's one of them. It's so easy to find, and you can also reverse Google image search if you find an image. Ain't that a shocking concept?
Like I said, just ask around, look around, post it on a Discord server. Ask who the fuck made this. They'll be like, oh, it looks like this.
Yeah, I've seen people in our own Discord, the Inventing Room, please go, that have actually done it, and they've gotten the results, because the people that have been like, hey,
5 seconds. It really does. I've never had my content stolen, thank God, unless you count the video thing, in which case, fuck you. But I haven't had it because A, I make shit content, and B, I'm mostly right.
My God, morphs that you're so harsh on yourself.
But you saw what I've made, the abominations. Pirate my content. it'll be a compliment for 5 seconds before I'd be like,
You-
yeah, don't
wait.
distribute that.
Wait, you mean someone's got a pirate Godzilla berry?
But no, essentially, just don't be a dick. It's not hard. It really isn't. Just take 5 seconds out of your day and just not be a dick, please. Please.
Pretty please with a
Credit-
cherry on top.
Credit
If-
people. Credit people. Credit cards. And buy content. Buy content. Don't pirate it. Don't post it.
Support creators is the best way to say this.
Support the small fry, and then get a
Yes.
large fry because they taste good.
Well, yeah.
Cannibalism. It's delicious.
Potatoes. I love killing my own brothers.
But basically, that's the rant. That was the final rant, and I could get really heated on this because I've been on the Instagram community. I think it can be restructured to be better, and honestly, it's showing signs that it can be given the right direction. Given the fact that Candy is now credited in Riddler Corpse, and his brand is now credited towards all this stuff. And I don't think people have the balls to actually try and steal Violet Alice stuff because she's, respected in that part of the community.
Yeah, people might consider her the queen of Instagram,
and that's fair. That's fair.
If you want that title, go ahead.
It's my biggest issue is if you steal fucking content, you need to credit it. If you don't credit it, and somebody tells you to take it down, you're a dick. And you don't take it down, you're a dick. And if somebody just asks you to take it down, even if you've done all of that, just listen to them. Don't fight it. Literally, it's either that or they file a DMCA and you go to court, and that's not fun. DMCAs aren't fun.
You go to jail. You go to
jail. Oh my God, think about that for a second. Yeah. Somebody would have to go and testify in court and say, "Yes, I drew this fruit lady."
Oh yeah.
I want those court documents. Fuck it.
See, I will take you to court. I will take you to court.
I believe.
And you don't want to go to an Irish court.
I believe him. He seems like the guy who would be able to punch me and knock me out.
No, seriously, you did not want to go to an Irish court, and you did not want to go to an Irish jail.
Irish courts are just several thousand potatoes being pelted at you, and then you go to jail, and it's the same thing but in public.
Oh, and you also get raped.
Holy shit! Holy fucking shit!
With a potato.
Oh, that's even worse because it doesn't fit. It goes.
Well, there's a reason we have mashed potatoes.
Oh God. We just make it with butter and boiling them. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, they always say you gotta do it the hard way in Ireland. And they mean it literally.
God, it is no. Oh, Jesus Christ. But no, just don't steal content. Buy content, respect the creators, and for the love of God, just be nice. I'll kill you if you're not nice. That seems a little harsh until you realize that this planet's full of assholes. We don't need more assholes because the world's already full of shit.
He will eat your ass.
And then eat you because I'm very hungry and I need food so bad. I need barbecue so bad.
So I just realized that episode 5 is our next episode.
That's gonna be a big episode. We're gonna talk about.
Should we wait? No.
The best ones.
Should we give it a little, excitement, give it a little, pinch of sugar on this cherry on top of this ice cream.
Have in mind, my good.
Well, I think a lot of people have been waiting for a certain, scene for history,
Oh yeah, that's true. We're going to talk about the best one.
Well, yeah, some would say best. Some would say
talk about that. We'll talk about
two numbers 05, just in case anyone didn't hear it. 05.
And then we're gonna.
Should we maybe spill the beans on our interviewee?
No, we're just gonna build it up to surprise.
Oh,
intro the next episode. Cool. We're interviewing this person, and it'll be like, no, we'll just build it up.
We're gonna interview two people
who are very nice. That's it. We're not saying anything else.
We're gonna interview two sexy people.
Two sexy people. That's right. Not just one, not three, but two.
But two.
Which is a
Two.
joke that has been made so many times. I don't even know if it's a joke anymore, but an inevitability of wanting to hype up the number two. Oh shit!
Two.
No hats in class. No hats in class. No hats in
No
class.
hats
No hats in class. That's how we're ending the episode. No hats in
Yeah,
class.
no hats in class.
No hats in class. But thank you everyone for listening. Hopefully you'll
Thank
like
you.
episode
Yeah.
5.
Episode 5, yes. Hopefully you like this one as well. And
Yeah.
our last episode.
5, yeah, in our last episode, and the episode after episode 5, because it'll be a hard thing to follow up. Episode 6,
how
episode
big
7,
A juicy,
episode
and
penis.
amazing. Hey, whoa.
Didn't you hear the international?
That's a whole different website now that's going on.
Did you hear that the International Numbers Council added a new number and it's called penis? It's between 7 and 8. They originally reserved that spot for DERF, but then had a copyright claim from international foot fetishist and child molester Dan Schneider. That's a joke. Please don't at me.
Well, if there was ever a better time to die, this was it.
All around me are familiar faces. We should do ad space at the end of the video.
Yeah.
We'll just do ad spaces for just various things, real people and fake people.
Yes. Also, if you want to purchase from our sponsor, The Boys, you can also buy your The Boys t-shirt.
Oh my god.
The Boys.
That meme is dead. It died the minute it came out.
Also, please support The Boys. And thanks for The Boys for giving us these amazing
How many
The
times
Boys
say
t-shirts.
God, this is worse than
Because
Grandpa
if
Jojo.
you-
Wait, what if him and Grandpa George are
No.
the boys?
No. I think this is a great time to end the episode.
It is. It is. We need to stop. Have a good evening, y'all.
It's time to stop.
It's time to stop! All right. Bye, guys. Bye.
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 Fuck
Bye.
you, Grandpa Joe.
Bye.
Bye.